You're watching KSAT 12, home of KSAT.com. KSAT 12 Nightbeat at 10 starts right now.
That's how he was able to rob the complainant by using the female as a diversion.
All new on the Nightbeat, a tag team robbery police can only call interesting. Good evening, I'm Charles Gonzalez. Thank you for joining us. First up tonight, one half of that alleged tag team in custody after police were called out to the 100 block of McLeod on the city's west side. The night team Stephanie Cerna live in the studio with the details. Stephanie?
Well, Charles, police say this robbery happened in broad daylight and in the middle of the street, right in front of the suspect's house.
The individual severely beaten. He had been pistol whipped by the suspect.
It was just before 6 o'clock when police got the emergency call to the 100 block of McLeod, and when they got to the scene, they found a 42-year-old man had been beaten and robbed. The victim told police he was just driving down the street when a woman came up to him.
He was stopped by an attractive female who stood in front of his vehicle, I guess as a diversion, while the suspect approached him and made the demand for the money.
The 42-year-old victim suffered from some minor cuts on his face as well as a swollen nose, and he also had $200 taken from him. After talking to some people who lived at the house right by where the robbery happened, police were able to identify and arrest a 19-year-old suspect. Police also found the suspect with cocaine, and although questioned, no one else at the house is charged with anything at this time. And as for that female who waved the victim down, as of tonight, police say they are still looking for her. Charles?
All right, thanks, Stephanie. New details tonight on a murder we first told you about on the Nightbeat. Officials say 32-year-old Joel Flores was shot and killed during a gunfight in the 100 block of Emerald Ash around 10:30 last night. Police tell us two different groups were exchanging gunfire at the Rosemont University Park apartments. No arrests have been made. Police say they are looking for two different suspects. And two women still hospitalized after they say a woman forced her way into a home and then beat them. It happened last Wednesday in the 1200 block of Fontaine. Now the family of the victims is asking for your help. Police say the suspect and a little boy came to the house a few weeks ago selling candy. The victim said no, but the woman returned this week, forced her way inside and attacked two women, one 87 years old. Eventually, the suspect tied them to a chair and locked them in a closet.
But they tried to kill him, and if my aunt hadn't got out, they both could have bled to death.
The women escaped, although bruised, bloodied, and with broken bones. Family members think someone came back after they were taken to the hospital and stole even more stuff. Police say the suspect is a heavy-set black woman in her 30s with short hair. More stories all new on the Nightbeat. San Antonio police officers and firefighters battled it out on the soccer field today, all for a good cause. The annual soccer game between the two departments benefits the 100 Club, an organization with the mission of helping the families of fallen firefighters and police officers. The money raised from this fundraiser particularly will be set aside for the children of these fallen heroes and their college education.
Over the last several years, we've raised several $1,000s for this event, and hopefully this year we're going to add to that total.
Going for the 100 Club, a little annual competition we do between SAFD and SAPD. Little rivalry going, between the guys, but it's all for a good cause.
This year, the firefighters came out on top with a 4-2 win over PD. Both the Texas GOP and Democratic conventions across the state this weekend in Fort Worth. Eyes are on a July 31st runoff race for a U.S. Senate seat. Ted Cruz told a crowd today that the race will end up being all about the grassroots of the campaign. On Thursday, Governor Rick Perry was booed when he mentioned the name of Cruz's competitor, Lieutenant Governor David Dewhurst. Cruz has long been a favorite of Tea Party conservatives. Meanwhile, in Houston, Democrats have elected the first Hispanic to the state chairman's position. Gilbert Hinojosa, a former district judge, will lead the party in Texas for the next 2 years. Hinojosa said Texas Democrats need to start believing they can win elections, calling out recent Republican-backed measures like cutting education funding and women's health care. Democrats have not won a statewide election since 1994. Around Texas tonight, a very unwelcome message for a Houston couple has them asking if they should move. Philip and Shayna Harris came home to find it tagged with racial epithets and the letters KKK on the walkway, even a picture of a noose. But the Harris' neighbors are coming by and calling in a show of support.
It's just heartbreaking. It's just unfair. It's stupid. it's I don't even know. It's just so emotional that people can be so ugly.
Police say they are investigating the incident as a hate crime. A North Texas firehouse under investigation after an incident involving a new recruit and a high-powered water pipe. A Garland fire captain and 3 firefighters have been suspended after what the chief called an innocent situation turned into a form of torture. Officials say while washing trucks, the senior firefighters chased down the 20-year-old rookie, duct taped him onto a backboard, and held him under a discharge pipe, pouring out a strong stream of water.
But in this incident, it went too far. Strapping them to a backboard and spraying them with water and possibly delaying an emergency call, it needs to be disciplined.
No one was seriously injured during the incident. The suspended firefighters will eventually return to the squad. Summer and baseball go hand in hand. Tonight, a West Side Community League kicking off their season with a different sort of perfect match.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
That's Mr. and Mrs. John and Mary Jane Trevino tying the knot at the Alizana Apache Courts field. Trevino is the resident council president and had a key role in renovating the field that's hosting its 3rd annual league. Last Chance Ministries and Saha team up every summer to give young residents an opportunity to play baseball at home.
It's not what you think of. You put your head under a pillow or under a blanket. It's just like that.
How bad have you ever wanted to see your significant other? Still to come on the Night Beat, how this woman went to such extreme lengths it landed her in jail. And a teenager who escaped an impossibly abusive situation reaching an ultimate goal. The story up next. And don't forget, we've also got your winning lotto and Powerball numbers coming up right here on the Night Beat.
This military appreciation greeting is brought to you by Red McCombs Toyota.
Hello, my name is Michael Mendez, and these are my brothers, my father, and my grandfather, who actually served on General Patton's army during World War II. Being military veterans, we understand the sacrifices being made not only by you, but by your families as well. So on behalf of my family, I would like to say thank you for your selfless service and dedication to keeping our country safe. God bless you all.
People are going crazy over a new pair of shoes designed by rapper Kanye West. Take a look at the lines of people waiting to get their hands on the new Nike Air Yeezy 2 sneakers that went on sale today. Retail price for the shoes about $300, but prices on auction sites have already shot up well above the $1,000 mark. A strange story out of Portland where a woman hid inside of a suitcase to be smuggled into her boyfriend's apartment. Neighbors say they had their suspicions when the big pink suitcase would come and go until finally someone called police. That's where they found Cola McGrath, a woman who had gotten into some trouble at the complex about a year ago and had been banned from the building. That's when the couple hatched the plan, which involved her hiding in the suitcase in a fetal position with no shoes or coat.
I'll do it all over again. Or would, but they're already on to me now.
McGrath was arrested for trespassing. She says she'll come up with another way to see her boyfriend. A North Carolina teen doing the impossible, escaping an abusive household, forced into homelessness, and now graduating high school. Don Sutton says 4 months ago he didn't even know if he'd still be alive to see it. After almost dying in a house fire set by his stepfather, Don moved into a shelter and walked 10 miles a day to school. His story made national headlines, and he got help from all over the country. He'll be attending the Art Institute of Charlotte. And taking a live look now at City Cam over I-10. A lot of cars out there tonight. Busy Saturday night. Not too hot, John.
No, but it was earlier today. Get a little bit warmer than what we were forecasting. In fact, it ended up being slightly above the average for this time of year. 93 degrees is where we topped out at. We had a nice cool morning, though, a low of 66, and that was well below the average. Get ready for it to get hotter, and then get ready for it to get cooler, and maybe a little bit of rain in between. We'll talk about that coming up in just a few minutes. Some people call it a small town quirk, but this streaker has people scared because he's getting more aggressive. Still to come on the Night Beat, how he got caught on security footage.
Streets in Austin closed down for a record-breaking parade. The Republic of Texas rally organizers say more than 50,000 motorcycles, over 200,000 spectators packed downtown this weekend. The Guinness Book of World Records certified it the longest parade of motorcycles and the largest gathering of bikers in a downtown area of a metropolitan city. A rural California community once counted their local streaker as a small-town quirk, but now they say he's getting a bit aggressive.
Initially, it's humorous when you hear about it. But then when you see the tape and you see this guy running after them, whether he was jogging or actually intentionally running after them, it is scary.
This security video from the Pine Mountain Club Inn is two women get in a car to leave work, and then about 10 seconds later, a nude man goes running after them. The two women told police they heard rustling in nearby bushes and saw the naked man before getting in the car. There have been reports of a naked jogger in the town for the past 3 years. Police don't know if this is the same person. Parts of a popular Southwest resort village forced to evacuate after a massive wildfire. Ruidoso, New Mexico, almost shut down by this 10,000-acre fire today. Firefighters described it as extreme and reported flames as high as 150 feet. The fire is mostly contained tonight. Ruidoso, a popular camping destination during the summer, several campgrounds were in the fire's path. It looked like, looking at some maps earlier today, everybody out to the west or east of us was getting some rain or had some good chances, and we're just... Before we go tonight, an embarrassing moment caught on security video. Watch as a woman tries to exit a store as the automatic door opens. She just can't quite figure out how to leave. The glass may be clean because she waits for the door to close and tries to exit through one of the panes of glass. Finally, she spots the opening, manages to escape outside, but not before everybody laughed at her, including us. That is all the time we have tonight. Thanks for watching. Be sure to catch Good Morning San Antonio tomorrow morning at 6.